It is a privilege of me right now to broadcast myself narrating the poetry of Warren McCulloch, and I will briefly tell you who he is first. Warren McCulloch was, at the simplest, a neurologist and a mathematician. But he was many, many other things. But to put it the most simply and with the most brevity, that's what he was. According to a recent video that was just put out of him speaking, I reworded his motive in a more modern way so that more people can understand it. His number one motive for his scientific career was two halves of one question, which is, what is a number that someone can understand, and what is a person that they can understand a number? And that question has propelled him throughout his career, and he has accomplished what honestly would be unnatural in terms of intellectual ability. I have a copy of his book right here, right in front of me, Embodiments of Mind, and it is terrifying, enormously intellectually dense. There's just very, very hard to understand some of this stuff. But I will not so much be going into his intellectual affairs, such as his seminal contributions to cybernetics, but I will go into his poetry, which he was very well known for, especially in sonnets. There's a section towards the end of the book where he writes, he tries to write an entire sonnet in one sentence. And I dedicate this video to Marvin Minsky, who introduced me to Warren McCulloch, and he even prophesied that in about 50 to 70 years, he's going to achieve mainstream popularity and become a widely regarded philosopher. And it seems with these new videos and stuff that he might achieve that way sooner. It's very, even for the smartest of people to predict the future, it's very easy to miss factors that include exponential growth and things like that, such as the internet getting exponentially more popular and e-commerce getting exponentially more popular. Even the smartest people who can predict the future very well, the best futurists, it's hard to include things like that, things that are mathematically of low chance. But anyway, I digress. I will now narrate 6 poems of Warren McCulloch, and I hope you find joy and clarity and focus in this. The first poem. The world was made for fools. Their reckless laughter leaps the facts and acts ere passion cools. We're but the wise as brave. Their ponderous judgments wait for speech till each is in his grave. Then call the fools the wise. They're better fitted to the earth with mirth than wisdom's sighs. There is no sin for me but this, that I should win a minor bliss, that I begin and end amiss. There is no sin for me but this, to take a kiss to please the skin, and be within my heart's remiss. There is no sin for me but this. Second poem. Mother Earth, our hearts are breaking with 1,000 warring wills, and the sun that would be waking smites us dizzy on the hills, where our passion led us groping to explore the vaulted sky. With the life you gave us, hoping for a life that would not die, Let us feel your arms beneath us, with the strengths that shapen the clay, and your love with courage sheath us, and your wisdom end our day. Then, with hearts that echo laughter, we will welcome somber night, and the sleep it brings us after glory's fade that crowned the fight. This will be the third poem. I know the ways of little men, who, like the brook that brawls the glen, till echo cataracts again, without a pause. Down trumble, though I guess nor when, nor what the cause. I know the ways of lazy louts, like marshes where the mallow pouts, lizards sprawl and the iris floats, her Tyrian show, a gutter swaggers water spouts, but they? Lord, no. I know the ways of shallow fools, who spread themselves as sandy pools, whose ferny bank the willow cools, how smooth they lie. But when day's heat takes up her tools, how soon gone dry. I know the secrets of the deep, where surges blossom and tides creep. I know the silences they keep in midmost motion, and when the weary heart would sleep, I'll home to ocean. One of my favorite ones. All right. This is the fourth, poem number 4. These poems, most of these don't have titles, so if you'll forgive me by just enumerating them. We build our castles in the air, and from the air they tumble down, unless we carry them up there, until they crack the pate they crown. And we must lug them everywhere, from garden walk to crowded town. We build our castles in the air, and from the air they tumble down. And lucky, if when sere and brown, before our eyes too lofty stare, we scape with life and pate, though bare, on which to plant an honest frown. We build our castles in the air, and from the air they tumble down. Poem number 5. Sweet language, child of human loneliness, engendered in the ravished soul of sound, long keeper of the keys of paradise, open it quickly to the dumb heart of man. Beneath your gaze melt years whose moments seemed unending through the gloom of solitude. These could not tell what depth of consciousness, what wealth of life in man was yet unfound, what agonies of parting, what surprise, what rage, what glorifying in battle of the strong. Warder of paradise, music began. In the first sigh of the first soul that dreamed, music continually yourself has wooed. Welcome him to your breast and give our world our song. O ancestry of silence, though I scan forever your obliterated page, I cannot learn when first the seed was sown and the heart's agony began. But this I know, that some succeeding age, the soul no longer mingling in the sea, a self, an entity to prescience grown, had more to give, but still the heart foreran. The laggard tongue and silence mocked the sage, no confluence of the soul, no ecstasy, just sorrow's old dream was there, without a plan, That was the passion that we pled, our own, artist or artisan, whose pilgrimage is ever onward toward united man. And this will be the 6th poem. Since you have seen how each my yesterday, back to its yesterday, no tribute sent, but, as today, in living all were spent, leaving tomorrow richer for their stay. You will not frown and from me turn away, nor curse as faithless one who never meant more honor than love's irony has lent to lust's impatience of the least delay. So I am coming, as I only may. Who count the wit that is with beauty blent, the priceless gift of its complete display, and know that none with this ingredient whose loveliness is worth love's disarray, while joys remain to taste, would rest content. And this concludes my narration of 6 of Warren McCulloch's poems, and I had great joy doing this. I've seen some interviews of him, and I can tell you that from these writings, these poetry, that I can actually it's actually perfectly possible for me to imagine him writing this or saying this. It very much aligns with his very frank, very intense attitude towards life that he certainly had, which I know goes quite deep down into, the history of the 20th century. So yes, I hope you enjoyed this, and out.